but I've had women on multiple occasion. Look, there's nudes on there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Kevin McLaughlin, and this is the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast, and I'm Paul Robertson. You sound like a Walter Cronkite voice.
Well, I did kind of throw myself into the radio voice, didn't I?
You did, right? Say, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to CBS Nightly News.
With Walter Cronkite.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
That's
or
right.
Anchorman. Yeah,
Anchorman.
Anchorman for sure. You're an Anchorman kind of guy.
I'm an Anchorman. Yes, that's me.
Right. Ron Burgundy McLaughlin.
Ron Burgundy. Yes.
So we actually, speaking of fictitious characters, we got a couple coming up here. Halloween's coming up soon. We got to figure out our Halloween. We got to coordinate our outfits.
Yeah. Okay. How about let's talk about something?
Can you top last year's costume?
What was last year's
I
costume?
think you showed up with like a robe.
Oh.
I'm like, thanks for putting the effort in.
I put a lot of effort into it. I think I was a
Obi-Wan or something.
a Dark Lord of the Sith with a gray towel over my head as a hood.
That's the budget we were operating with on this podcast.
That was it.
So please support our Patreon to send money so Kevin can afford a better costume from Costume Outlet or whatever.
Yes, we just got our tax not exempt status for the Kevin Costume Fund.
That's right, yes. So, if he doesn't get a costume, he's going to have to show up in a birthday suit there. So, anyway.
No, nobody wants that. So, yeah, I'll have to put some more thought into a costume this year.
That's right. So, speaking of, here we are in middle of October now. How's the show? You
know what? The Herd Opera House in Arcadia, Florida totally rocks. This place is great. I thought we were going to stomp a hole in the floor there. Everybody was jamming out. We had a great light show. It's cool. I mean, it's an original opera house from the 1901s or something, and it's the southernmost opera house still in operation, and it's super cool. Arcadia is great. We stayed overnight and hung out the next day. It was awesome. Great show.
Now, Arcadia is true old school Florida. Have you guys been? Let's introduce before we start talking to the guys on the couch. They're like, who are they talking to?
Yeah, we've got guests. We've back from the last episode.
That's
we've
right,
got a whole couch full of Kevins over here.
Yeah, we do.
What's up?
Good. Have you guys been to Arcadia? You know where that's at?
I've not.
I don't think I have.
If you go west on 70 and you forget to stop at Okeechobee, you'll get to Arcadia.
Is that past Albuquerque or before?
Yes, but you don't have to take a left turn.
Don't have to take that
that's
left turn,
it.
right?
That's it. I love our age, man. We grew up in the best era.
Absolutely.
Man,
Yeah,
these
it's right
kids
next to
will
the
never know.
It was right next to the Acme store.
Exit stage left.
But it's definitely Arcadia is definitely an old Florida. It's kind of like what you would think. Remember a lot of old. Florida was. Almost like time stood still kind of thing. Very.
It's even got a train station there, and the train doesn't run by anymore. It's all grown up, and the roads have paved over the rails.
I want to say I've been through there before.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
I don't.
On your way to Sarasota, probably is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way to get to
probably something
Sarasota
like
or Naples and
Yeah.
Over that area.
Yeah.
Southern Hillsborough County, Manatee County.
Yep.
So we're in Jupiter, Florida now, and I remember 25 years ago. I mean, is it a resemblance to that, if you know what that is? I mean, it was dirt roads and
it's more like it's an old Florida town, so it's got the original downtown, which the buildings look like cowboy movies.
Right.
I think your
Very historic.
comparison here, Kevin, is just think for Jupiter, just think of Ralph's stand-up bar, and that's it.
perfect.
Yeah, if that block was all of Jupiter,
Yeah.
that's
And
what Arcadia is.
that actually is like considered old Jupiter, the old part of the town.
Oh, yeah.
The town hall used to be over here too.
Right next to the railroad tracks. This is the only way to get in and out of here,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
unless by boat.
Henry Flagler coming on down to go to build this overseas highway there.
Yeah.
It's all part of that. Yeah, US 1 there. So welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks for having us
for having
back.
us
We had
again.
a great time
Yeah,
last
we
week.
didn't scare you too badly last time.
Nice.
So I
Yeah.
guess,
You seem like upstanding citizens.
So what opera song did you perform?
Opera. Well, I wore my Brunhilde wig.
Nice.
It was great.
Got a funny opera story for you.
Okay.
On my own, for some reason, I posted Pavarotti Nessun Dorma. And the guys saw it, and they're like, dude, you should open the show with that.
Yep.
Angels of War show. And I'm like, dude, no way. And I did. They loved it.
People went nuts,
And
man.
they request it now. They
Wow.
want us to
There's-
open the night with that.
There's nothing like a big opera piece going right into Black Sabbath or
Yeah.
something. What did we open with right after that? I don't remember. We went into something really heavy though. It was really in your face, fast and heavy.
Yeah.
Right after Pavarotti, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
So once in a while, I open up with Pavarotti Nessun Dorma
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
to a backing track.
Yeah.
And then we go right into Sabbath. I can't remember which.
Might have
Sabbath.
been Neon Nights, maybe, or
Oh wow. Okay.
a Dio song. It could have been. It could have been like We Rock or something like that.
Stays in the within
something really heavy and hard hitting.
Yeah.
So well, I know where there's an opera house if you ever want to perform.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
No.
Cool spot. Weird thing is, it's on the second floor,
Uh-huh.
and they've got like this ADA lift on the stairs, and you just put all your gear on it and it moves.
That's
goes
nice, man.
up. Yeah.
Nice.
I would have thought better of you, Kevin.
What? What do you mean?
Using the handicap facilities.
Yeah, I do. I like the extra roominess at the airport when you're using the restroom.
You can spread out.
Yeah. No, they've got it set up specifically to move the gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't taking some lady's hover around or something like that.
He says that now, then he feels awkward for saying it out loud now.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. I promise.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Paul, what's your take on that? You show up with all this drum gear, and the singer shows up with a mic 15 minutes before showtime.
Yeah.
So I've talked about this before, where it's like I've learned is that to never accept a bar tab on top of your gig money, okay? Because usually,
You get stuck.
Yeah, the
Right.
singer's using it up
Oh,
while you're
my
setting up.
God.
right,
Wow.
right. Meanwhile, I've got 20 million other things to set up and sound check and all that, and you go up to the bar and try to get a beer. Yeah, sorry, the bar tab's tapped out. It's like what I just got here. Oh, the so and so. I won't. I'm not going to go into because that is actually a real story that I'm not going to incriminate.
No, I
Anybody.
honestly remember doing that about 2 times where I was exhausted and left, and Joe Suma, our guitarist, goes, "Hey, dude, what about your bar tab?" I'm like, "Oh man, yeah." We squared up, but yeah,
Yep.
I've done that I think twice now.
It's so you could see my opinion on that, right?
I got you.
But I know there's some bands that are you're like you guys talked about, right? I don't know if I've caught you guys while you're setting up for a show, right? It's always once you've already set, on the stage. But I can imagine that you guys are helping each other get your shit up and running, and everyone's helping each other out, right? Kevin, right? You know what I mean?
Well, there's a method to my madness.
Okay.
And there
we
are
go.
certain things that have to be a certain way. And now, about the most I'll
Don't touch my drums.
The most I'll do is, hey, can you unbag that and just set it to the side? That kind of stuff. But when it comes to putting certain pieces, certain things are marked, certain things are memory locked a certain way, and they've got to go in a certain way.
Okay.
Especially with that Angels of War kit. That's a pretty large kit, the double bass with the big cage and everything.
Right.
So that one, there's a definite method to it. The smaller kit for Dirty Face Kid, not so much. Just a few cymbal stands. It's not as big a deal.
Right.
So I'm more readily willing to let people help with that one.
Okay, so you said the kit there, right? For your Angels of War kit. So it just immediately me ever was thinking about what was it like playing on Nico's kit?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? I mean, if you would have told me when I was 16, 17 years old, listening to Peace of Mind, that I was going to be playing Nico's kit on his stage with him sitting behind me watching me play, which I'm glad I didn't know he was there, because I would have been a little nervous, just to say the least.
Yeah.
But it's surreal. It really is. I mean, it's a drum kit that you've seen from 200 feet away, and now you're sitting behind it. Now, one thing I will say, and Nico's son Justin and I have talked about this. Nico's kit is set up for Nico, and it is not the most comfortable kit to play.
Right.
Because
he's a pretty tall guy, right?
He's a tall guy, and he sits very low. But the clearances on his toms and cymbals, I mean, you've got a 6-inch drum half covered with a cymbal, and you've got to be really accurate with your hits on those things. And his ride cymbal is almost vertical. It's set in a really extreme angle. So it's not the most comfortable for me.
Oh, so you're right. You're not allowed to touch it and make adjustments.
No, I wouldn't make an adjustment anyway because it is the tolerances and everything is so tight on that kit that for me to put a double pedal in there, I would have to disassemble most of the left side of the kit just to get a double pedal in so I can get the hi-hat next to it. Oof. It's really just everything is so nested together.
So Nico only plays one pedal?
Yes.
But he's obviously plays a slide technique or
whatever he does. He plays really fast doubles. And if you've ever played the song "Caught Somewhere in Time," 7.5 minutes of doubles like that is deadly. We played this song, and I'm done in 30 seconds because my leg feels like it's the size of a tree trunk because it's really exhausting. How he does it, I don't know. But he makes it happen.
Yeah.
One pedal.
But it was equally exciting for the whole band that Kevin got to play that. We were freaking out for Kev, so it was a treat.
And we've been fortunate enough to play that particular party 3 years in a row. And every year I take a selfie from behind the kit with the crowd, my band, and Nico on the stage. And for 3 years in a row, I've gotten that same picture. And it's great. I'm hoping, we hope and pray that we get the opportunity to do it again. We'll do it as many times as he'll have us.
Right.
But we're thankful for the opportunities that we've had there.
You should see the smile on his face in this picture.
I believe it.
I'll show you later.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll show it to you. I'm definitely having to control myself not to go full on fanboy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be crazy, right? Trying to be cool about being around him and knowing it's like, all right,
and he is such a sweetheart of a guy. He's such a
great,
nice
welcoming
guy. I mean, genuinely. When they tell you to not meet your heroes, this was totally the opposite experience for me to meet him and to be around him, to chat with him. He's just really a nice guy, and I can't say anything else other than that.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Rockin' Ribs? Down in Davie.
Rock and
been
roll
down
ribs,
there.
Rock and Roll Ribs, yeah. Right.
It's I don't think it's far south as Davie, is it?
No, I think
Is
it's
it
somewhere around Boca.
Sunrise? It's over the border. It's in Broward, though.
In the Boca area.
Yeah, I think just
Somewhere
over
in there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they do a annual. Not this year. I found out that not because I guess they're touring.
Yes, they're on tour in December. Usually, it's the first or second week of December. They have a big annual. They call it the anniversary party for Rock and Roll Ribs. And this year, Maiden is on tour, so they're not going to do the
Right.
We're hoping that we might do it in January.
Okay.
So if that happens,
Okay.
Totally unofficially.
yeah. There are rumors.
Yeah.
That don't take that to heart, but
Yeah.
we're hoping. Okay.
Yep. I've heard similar sources as well. Hopeful, wishful thinking that it happens in January.
Because
too.
everybody just loves that event.
Yeah.
It's if you've never been, you need to go because it's a really, really amazing event. You get to see lots of local bands play. A couple of tribute bands. There was a Black Sabbath tribute band there last year that was fantastic. And then at the end of the evening, Nico's Iron Maiden tribute, if you can believe, he's in an Iron Maiden tribute band called Titanium Tart. They come out and play all these Maiden classics, and they play things that you've never heard Maiden play on stage.
Okay, so
awesome.
so I'm going to
really
ask you this
awesome.
question, right? So because I talked with Jim recently on the Drums and Rums podcast, right? And
Jim McCourt.
and
Jim, love that dude.
and
He's
I think
awesome.
the recent clip from that the Drums and Rums episode with Jim was like titled, "So you wanted to be in an Iron Maiden tribute band, but you got outed by some another drummer."
Yeah.
and the drummer is from Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, what's your thoughts on that, right? So, we've talked a lot about tribute bands and what still signifies a band. Like, what was the band we were talking about with Brian from Bubble Up? Was it Skinnerd? You know, like how many iterations of Skinner? There's any original members anymore. But so Nico's in Iron Maiden, but he's in his own tribute band playing the same music. So how does that fit in on a?
I think it's great. I mean,
Because I think he calls it a celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really a tribute.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Because you don't pay tribute to yourself. He's really just bringing the music to people who may not get to hear Maiden any other way.
And do you guys know or can share? Or I don't know if you would know this, but like how does the guys in Iron Maiden feel about that? You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
No, it's you know.
they can't be too upset about it because they're lawyered
yeah.
up fairly
Right,
well.
That's
I'm
true.
sh-
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm sure we would hear something
Yeah.
if there was a problem, but I really don't want to speak for any of them
Yeah.
or for Nico.
I mean, I think again, if there isn't, that's cool, right? Because
Yeah,
again,
I
I
honestly
would
haven't heard
hope not.
anything.
I don't see why there would be, but but
Well, here's why I think it's genius is because when you're in a band like that, you don't get to play your favorite songs of yours. You have to play everyone else's favorite songs of yours. So no doubt this gives Nico a chance to play the songs that he really likes but never gets to play.
Well, actually, last year, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think they played the brand new album front to back.
I don't remember if they played the whole album. They played lots of stuff off of it.
Yeah.
Or
Or maybe it was just the one song that they debuted.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
interesting. Very, very cool.
I tried out for the Kevin McLaughlin tribute band and I didn't make the
You
audition.
didn't make it.
Oh, man. I hear you.
No.
I did a Priest tribute band for a very short time. And then I went to a Priest show where Steel Panther opened. It was awesome. A third of it wasn't BB&T. Maybe it was. Like only a third was full. It was pretty empty.
Really?
Wow.
So I'm going to do a tribute band, and the real band is a third full. So I pulled
Yeah.
the plug on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough.
I don't know. Those guys set out to be the definition of 80s metal, and
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Health, right? We were speaking in the last episode about like a lot of the songs you perform, and
Yeah.
we talked about the singers in the 80s in that time frame. I mean, Halford, again, Dio and some of these, right? The range on Halford, right, is alone
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
up
can
and
sing.
high. Pain, I mean, I know this is more of a commercialized song. Is like something like a painkiller. Like maybe most people would probably know if you're not a
Pain! Killer! Killer! Hopefully I didn't distort that.
Yeah, there you go. The audio.
Sound man's going, oh, turn it down.
So too funny. So you're talking about some Black Sabbath tribute band there at the festival. So you guys got a connection here with Angels of War, right? Of a
Yes.
Black Sabbath connection here. Tell us about that.
Kev?
Yes, we do. I guess it was somewhere right after Father's Day, Midsummer. Our original bass player decided to step away from Angels of War, and we were very sad about that. We really didn't want him to leave, but he felt it was the right thing for him to do at the time. So our guitar player, Nay, said, I've got an idea. Let me give Dave Spitz, the Beast, a call. Now, those who don't know who Dave Spitz is, he was actually the bass player for Black Sabbath for a few years. In addition to that, he was in White Lion, he was in Great White, and he was in Impellitteri. So this is not your average run-of-the-mill down-the-street bass player playing in his garage. This is a guy who has toured the world with some of the biggest metal bands from that 80s era. And, I guess he liked the idea because he decided to come and join us in Angels of War. So now we have Dave the Beast Spitz playing on our stage with us. And now when we play Black Sabbath songs, we're playing the arrangements they did live when he was in the band. And it's kind of, again, very surreal to have someone of that pedigree and that caliber on our stage with us.
That's cool.
And what he's
It's
done
really
for us
cool.
as a musical director
It's amazing.
has made us tenfold tighter.
Yes.
Transitioning, intros, outros, and again, transitions is just
Right. One of the things we always struggled with was dead space between songs. And Dave has all but eliminated that because he's given us suggestions on how to blend songs from one to the next without stopping. And it's really helped the flow of our show a lot. In fact, we had one person come to us, excuse me, after our debut show with Dave on, when was that, August 10th, I think it was, at Connolly's, came to us and said, this felt like an arena concert. This was not a bar show.
Yeah.
And that was pretty high praise, because we did not have that crazy, awkward dead space anymore. We flowed, and the band was firing on all cylinders that night. It was pretty amazing.
I love seeing that when the music is just,
Yeah.
and I guess for you guys, right, and and both because there's a lot of heavy lifting you're both doing, right, in your space.
Yeah.
Is like you're just constantly, you get a second to catch your breath, you get to go back right into it, and I'm sure song selection also probably plays a part into it. Say you're not going to do 2 back-to-back double bass songs that are like calf killers, right?
Right.
And kind of give yourself a little bit of break on it, but within a certain reason. I love that. Just keep the music going, right?
Yeah.
And Dave has done that for us quite a lot. And the other thing he's done for us is he doesn't allow us to gloss over things in rehearsals. Like if we're playing a part and he and I miss some hits together or miss a rhythm, he'll stop. Whoa, 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 whoa. He'll wave us off and say, we got to stop. We need to hit that. And he'll point it out, be very detailed oriented, and it has tightened our sound so much. I mean, he's really kind of just stepped into that role as a music director.
And it's something that we've done for years, and he's like, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And it was a half step off or however he rearranges it.
Or maybe we missed an eighth note push coming out of one section into another, and he picks all of that up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he's really on top of it.
And not just Black Sabbath songs though, right?
No, just anything that we do that has anything that's supposed to be rhythmically tight. He picks up on all of it. He doesn't,
being the bass player, right? Yeah,
right. He doesn't miss any of it, and he doesn't let us gloss over it. So he holds our feet to the fire pretty well.
And then that's a big thing, is being humble. And I don't know, is it I'm not saying this situation, but just thinking through this is humble that you guys are established. It's your band, right? And to be able to put egos aside or preconceived stuff and say, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking. Well, he's got credentials too, right? That carries a lot, right?
Yeah, that makes it easier.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like, hey, are you ever in front of 50,000 people? No, then this is the way we're going to do it, you know. But, you guys are also, right, you know who he is, you respect him, and like you said, it's you're okay with in your place to say, yep, you got it. Your egos are in check, I guess,
I think it's the confidence in the other players. I don't think I'm better at my craft than Kevin is at his craft.
Yeah.
So we all respect each other, knowing, in our opinion, that they are the best at what they do.
Right.
So.
And I have no problem with constructive criticism. If Kevin comes to me and says, hey, we need to slow that song down a few clicks because I'm struggling to get the words out. I'm like, I'm not going to tell him, don't tell me how to play my part. I'm like, no, I'm there to support the band. I want the band to sound good. I'm not there for me to sound good personally. If the band doesn't sound good, if he's not comfortable singing his part, then it's going to fall flat.
Right.
And we need to have that sensitivity and have that willingness to listen to each other and make the necessary adjustments, or else it's just not going to work.
Fair.
And vice versa. Kev's in charge of the harmonies, so I take that direction.
Right.
Knowing that he obviously knows what he's doing. Comfortably, I take that. So, yeah.
So yeah, anybody who's got who comes into our fold, even people who aren't in the band, who may be people who come to see our shows, may make a suggestion. I'm always willing to learn something, always willing to take to heart constructive criticism and make those changes. I don't fancy myself as someone who knows everything.
Right.
And
not like me.
Not like him. So.
Lead singer.
Yeah, a little bit of it. Sorry.
I mean, I think I'm good at what I do,
right?
But I'm definitely not the best, and I still have things to learn. The minute I stop learning, I may as well quit.
So Kevin, and too, it's some of that in your background there is because you're also a music teacher,
Yes.
instructor, et cetera, too, right?
Yes,
So
yes, I teach at 5 different schools, so I'm a freelance music teacher. Plus, I teach private lessons in my home. I'm in my church band, so I do music pretty much all the time. At one school, I teach piano and guitar. At most of the schools, I teach symphonic percussion to the band kids. I'll teach snare drum, marimba and xylophone, and glockenspiel, melodic percussion. Whatever percussion, basically any sound that's not made by blowing air through it, percussionists make. So
Right.
we have to teach those instruments, and then I also teach drumline, marching snare, marching quads, bass drum at another school.
He's
so.
definitely the music professor of our band.
right. So did you just call him the professor?
Professor Kevin.
That
He knows.
we know who the professor really is or was. God
I
rest
tried to let him take the bait, and he
Can you make anything out of a transistor radio?
That's right.
I don't think so.
yeah.
Okay.
Can we see that? Can we add like a glockenspiel to the Angels of War, repertoire there?
would be
metal,
epic.
Yeah.
metal glockenspiel. I mean, it just sounds metal, doesn't it?
Well,
Glockenspiels are actually made of metal.
well, I mean, for short, we call him a Glock, So
Yeah.
I'm a glockenspieling.
Yes.
so I mean,
Play the McLaughlin spiel.
I mean, if you listen to Rush's Spirit of Radio, that's not by any means metal, but
Right.
it's a good rockin' song.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a glockenspiel part to that in when the lead guitar is doing his breakdown.
Yeah.
So you can hear Neil, their true professor, playing that.
Yeah. So very cool. So yeah, I think there's a lot that goes in, right? And back to your
We're having an adapter issue.
again. Is this again?
Step on the adapter that's on
Yeah.
the floor.
Oh,
It'll fix it.
oh, somebody moved.
And as a singer, and this is my rule, that's not my department. I don't think a singer has any place in that department. Now, I can comment it as a fan of rock music. Do I think that sounds good or not? But never is there a point in time I would tell the guys, play it like this, play it like that. Kev, do this. Kev, don't do that kind of thing.
Right. Because you're too busy at the bar.
That's right. I'm busy. Don't bother me with the small stuff.
Well, I mean, we over the years, I mean, this band, it's hard to believe we've been together almost 6 years now.
Yeah.
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 And this started in I think the initial idea was put forth in the winter of 2018, and we actually had our first rehearsal in January of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really, we've been around a little while now.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe that people want to still hear what we have to play. But in that time, I think we've really just come to trust each other.
Right. Right. Yeah.
We've learned to trust each other's intuition. We've learned to trust each other's musical ability, and it's really cool to be able to get on stage and just know that the guys are going to be where you need them to be when you need them to be there. Musically.
Yeah, and that's right, because you've been around for a while, and even though there's been a few parts that have changed out over the last 6 years or so, right? And there's still the core of it, right? And because I remember when we had, we were on the Drums and Rums podcast,
Yes.
and again, I think it was 2021. We were saying, I think ish, possibly
Somewhere around
right,
there. Yeah, I'd have to go
Yeah.
back and look to be sure, but yeah, it's been a little while.
And yeah, because you guys were working on some stuff, and at that time, you guys were talking about we were working on some original music. So where we at with that?
Well, that you want to talk about that, Kev?
No, go right
Okay.
ahead.
So that was the riff. The riffs that we were working with were really written by or played by our original guitarist Joe Suma. So a lot of that when he left the band, we kind of let it go. We haven't really worked on anything else original as a group yet. But Joe is such a talented guitarist, and he just has great ideas when it comes to riffs and phrasings and things that he plays. It's just when you listen to it, you go, yeah, that's going to be good, but we just never took the time to sit down and develop it
Got
to
it.
where it
Okay.
needed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So here we are, and so we've got the upcoming festival here, right? So
October 19th,
right.
Jupiter Farms
Yeah.
Music Festival. It's on Jupiter Farms Road
Right.
in Jupiter at the Jupiter Farms Park Pavilions. And we got 5 or 6 acts coming out from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. or until the cops ask us to leave, one or the other. And got a country girl, southern rock, classic rock. Good mix this
Yeah.
year. Good
Okay.
mix this year.
Very cool. So and we were talking in the last episode about this, like very community based, local, and you're also a part of the community, and you've got a local business here too, right? So
Yeah, Drive Guys Computer Repair. Been out here since 2004. The reason we're called Drive Guys, I always did wholesale hard drives. And then when we moved out here, people heard a computer company was in town. They started just bringing their computers for repair. So that morphed into I hired a tech, and then because of eBay and Amazon, hard drive sales went to zero. Just explored more on this computer repair thing, and now I do full PCs and Mac. I'm a laptop repair specialist, and we have a full data recovery lab. So if you lost data on your camera SD card, or your iPhone got wet, or an employee sabotaged your work computers, or your external hard drive dropped in any condition, 80-90% chance we can get your data back.
all right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
DriveGuys.com.
I know people who can't get the data out of their computer when it's working properly.
Yeah, then, you know.
So that's located here on Old Dixie.
Old Dixie
Yep. Okay.
in Jupiter here.
We could practically walk to the store here,
We
right?
could.
Yeah.
We are literally 200-300 feet away from there.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
he's done some repairs on some of my personal computers too. Excellent job. I mean,
I'll give you the
can't
10 bucks
recommend
later.
can't recommend him highly enough.
Thank
All
you,
right,
man.
perfect.
I'm glad you said enough at the end.
Yeah.
So all right. So okay. So so we got our segment here. Tales from the Road right here. So I I know, Kevin. I know you. I asked you about last episode. You did the Tales from the Road here. So I'm going to do a kind of part 1 and 2. So Kevin, I'm going to hit you up for Tales from the Road. But Kevin, let me ask you about before.
Yeah.
Without incriminating anybody.
Yeah.
What's kind of the most craziest thing that you've worked on somebody's computer and been your eyes saw?
It's funny.
It isn't,
It
isn't Bo, it isn't
number
Biden, it isn't what's his name, Hunter Biden's laptop, right?
Yeah, no. Number one, I honestly don't look at people's data because I don't want to know.
Right, yeah.
But I've had women on multiple occasion. Look, there's nudes on there. It's not
tell you up front.
Oh, they tell me up front. I've had women come in with their husband's laptop that need it back in 3 hours. Is he cheating on them?
Oh.
Yeah, I get that.
Wow.
This one woman telling me, this was just a couple months ago, are you sure there's no discount I get? You're going to get free nudes. And I'm like, I'm not even looking at your pictures. I have enough to do where I'm not going through your pictures because I don't want to know, because if I saw anything wrong, I would take the appropriate measures.
Do you need an intern?
Well, if something comes up, I'll call you. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I like that some of the women tell you up front. It's almost like they want you. To me, that's what I mean. I don't know. Am I?
No, I don't
No.
think it's
No?
that. I
No?
think that they're
Okay.
just letting me know so that they know that I know.
Oh, so
kind
they,
of
they
thing.
warned you.
Yeah. And then a lot of people, are worried. It's their whole life
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's just me and my folks there.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
can be very assured,
Discreet, whatever. Yeah.
discreet that there's no third party other
Yeah.
than me and my folks
Yeah.
in the building, that their data's never going to get breached.
No, that and more than anybody in this room here is probably in this day and age about data breaches. And every time
Yeah.
you turn around, you get another thing in the mail
Yeah.
about somebody's breached my information possibly, and who knows what. And it's a big problem.
Yeah.
And
No, it's not a problem because all you need to do is to understand that all of our data is in the hands of at least 5 criminal organizations as we speak in real time. And if you're not a victim of some sort of hack or an identity theft is just because they haven't gotten to you in the pile yet.
Yeah.
All you need to do is be ready for it, and we live in the future. There are tons of ways to make sure that's not a problem.
The biggest way, and I hate to nerd out on you guys, the biggest way is set up two-factor authentication on everything. Once they get into your email, you're done. Because they can go to Facebook and everywhere else and get an email two-factor authentication. So you want it to your phone. They have to text you.
Yeah.
So everything two-factor authentication.
That's recently,
Rock on.
Our good buddy Brad, he had somebody created a spoofy Facebook page for him. I don't know if he's,
Oh, I didn't see
I
that.
messaged, I said, hey, Brad, I said, you got somebody, a fan or somebody was like cloned his. Yeah, did you?
Oof.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. We used to do a segment on the show called Kevin's Catfishing, right? So Kevin used to engage in.
There was a time in my life when I would be engaging with all these AI chatbots and entertaining these connections, just because I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm an information security specialist.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to find out because I would always just X them out but I wanted to find out what is their game, like what is so profitable that you're willing to do this. Like, let me find out what's going on. And so it turned into this whole thing. And we did segments on it for, I don't know, months and months. Yep. So, yeah, now it's to the point where when someone reaches out to me, like within the first sentence or two, like I know their script.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they target seniors. Well, let me say this. The seniors are the ones that get taken in. Not you. Not you, because you didn't fall for it. I'm saying the people that fall
What about
for
my
it.
feelings, man?
I'm good with them.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
good with your feelings. The people that fall for it are seniors.
I think we've lost
I think
Paul.
I said that wrong.
Paul needs some oxygen.
I think we have lost Paul. Look at it.
This is great. I don't. He zings me more than I get a
is
chance. 'Cause,
done.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, and you're right. They do target seniors.
I have seniors come in all the time. They sent $300 to McAfee. They sent $800 to PayPal. One guy sent a couple grand to Norton.
Even intelligent people fall for this.
And they're telling these older folks, hey, you're slowing down the internet. Literally, you're slowing down the World Wide Web, and we have to fix your computer, and they pay. And then the reason I find out is because now they're locked out because they didn't pay them more, and I have to, infiltrate their data, back it up, reload kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
So they scam them out of money, and then they lock them out of their own computer so they can get even more.
Correct.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a big problem in businesses, like especially small companies, right?
Well, we've done Fortune 500 where they've literally been locked out.
Right.
And
Ransom.
Oh yeah, who did it happen to the airline just recently?
yeah,
They all used the same software, and the software got locked up.
yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Well, I'm more familiar with the old school scams, where it's like the grandma scam,
Yeah.
where they'll call up and go, "Grandma," and they'll be like, "Billy, is that you? Yeah, it's me. It's Billy." And like, I'm in jail. I need $8,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One thing that's nice that I hear a lot of feedback on is Walmart is now aware of the prepaid cards. And when they see seniors buying prepaid cards, they actually tell them, no, go see your computer specialist. Don't buy this. So I got
Interesting.
some pretty good feedback from our local Jupiter Walmart
Okay.
telling people not to do it.
Yeah, it's
Very good. Good job, Walmart.
Yeah,
Yes.
for once.
yeah.
But yeah, it's again, it's crazy. There's so much that don't know, and I think all of us in the room here have mostly grown up around PCs in the 80s and so forth. So computers have been more.
PCs in the 80s? Where did you live?
You never have a computer in the 80s?
They didn't have PCs.
We had a Commodore 64C.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
286s,
Yeah.
386. Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Those weren't computers. Those were. Your watch has more computing power than a Commodore.
It's true.
But we have seen the evolution of the computer our
right,
entire
yes.
lives.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
From a keyboard you hook to your computer to something you carry in your pocket.
Right.
You know, from computers taking up full floors of buildings to being in your pocket or on your wrist.
Well, yeah, I had a guitar teacher that he worked for the University of Ohio, I think it was. They had the first operating computer. It was a tube computer. It was a 4-story building.
Yep.
And there was one guy that worked there, and his job was to run around and change out tubes.
Wow.
And it was literally a 4-story building. And we have come a long way. Like the Apollo navigation computer had 512K of memory.
I was going to tell you that.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
And so like literally, your watch has more than 512K of memory, and it's an analog watch.
Well, I remember thinking, man, a 24 gig or 20 gig or 20 meg hard drive, I'll never fill that up.
Yeah, right now we got 2 terabyte drives.
I was selling those back in the late 80s for like $1,200.
I know. There's a lot of nudes you can put on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even get the word meg out. I said 20 gig. So
Yeah.
I meant 20 megabytes.
Right, it's now
So-
right. A terabyte hard. That's the norm now. Is on
Yeah,
even a computer.
Yeah,
No,
that
my-
file that we just transferred in like 40 seconds, it was a 650 megabyte file.
My
How many
kids-
floppy disks is that?
My kids can't conceive of a 20 megabyte hard drive, you know? They have no clue.
So we'll all get a kick out of this. I saw recently is why Gen Xers are so pissed off and moody is because we're the only generation that had to go from albums, the tapes, the CDs to now this streaming.
Yes.
All in one
And
generation.
then to subscription.
Yes, I bought the same album at
I
least
just saw that. That was a great meme.
10 times in 10 different media forms.
Yeah.
So,
I already own this
yeah.
piece of medium, right?
And
Why am I gonna-
we also are living in the time where an upgrade is a downgrade. Like every time you upgrade your
take a step back?
software, it has less features because you need to subscribe to get the real
Yeah.
features.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
They know what they're doing.
Like Apple iTunes was an awesome program when it was written. Now it's not even Apple iTunes anymore.
SAS sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my new iPhone. I want to buy the new one, the Apple Intelligence. So hopefully,
There's
I
an
can be
Apple
smarter.
Intelligence. It tells you when to pick it up.
Yes.
The dumb ones already do that, though.
Ring, ring, ring. Oh,
I can hear my phone calling. You know what's funny when I talk about phones? Like, here's what you never hear when the phone rings. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those days when
yeah,
the
I
people would be running to the phone? I'll get it.
Yeah. On the 30-foot spiral cord.
Yeah, the 30-foot spiral. Your sister had a 30-foot spiral cord, so she could bring it into her bedroom and lock the door.
Yeah, everyone trips over. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's so definitely check out Drive Guide here if you're here in Jupiter
Thank you.
again.
Sure.
I've come to see your shop there. It came in and I was looking for. It was speaking of nerding out, was like, hey, I was looking for CPU heat sink
Yeah.
paste,
Thermal paste.
Yeah. So we were my son and I were trying to upgrade a computer, and so he's been also very into uninstalling OSs. He's always thrilled about like, hey, I'm running Windows 3.11, on a computer today. He's always into kind of these
Struggle's real, man.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I said, go for it. I said, you're not going to break this computer. Go and do these things. 1 year we sat and we downloaded on a Raspberry Pi all these old school arcade games. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, games that used to run on Commodore 64 with a floppy disk, and you were like,
Yeah.
I have like 100 games, old school kind of Atari 8-bit games, right?
Games that actually had a beginning and end.
Right, yeah.
Now games just go.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
right. It was a good gameplay, right? There was
Right.
actually it was really hard.
Yeah.
Man. Try to do Pitfall, man. Remember an Atari, right?
Pitfall. I had that on the Intellivision. You remember the Mattel Intellivision?
I was an
I had a
Intellivision
television.
kid.
Yeah, 8-bit graphics.
Yep.
Pitfall Harry.
Yep. Oh,
Duck
man.
Hunt.
Game.
That was on the Nintendo.
Yep. So definitely check it out. So as I said, Kevin, there, I know I kind of was alluding there. Said, what is your Tales from the Road story? What's some crazy?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So you had some time to think about you. See how you can top Kevin's from last week. I don't know. Can you?
I don't. I don't think I've ever experienced anything that crazy at all. That kind of has the pinnacle of just wild and crazy and just unexpected.
Yeah.
The craziest thing that ever happened to me was basically falling off the stage. This is when I was really young. I played in a band with my cousins, and we were playing some big outdoor thing, and the stage was actually a flatbed trailer. So these things are very narrow. Now
No tow rail.
Huh?
No tow rail.
Yeah, no, nothing. It's just a flatbed trailer. So we had a, it was either a 3 or 4. I don't remember if we had a keyboard player yet because we started as a trio, power trio, just guitar, bass, and drums. And the kit that I use for Angels of War, I was using it back then. This was like late 80s. I've had that drum kit since 1985.
Oh, wow.
So, but it didn't have the rack system.
That's when I was born. No, I'm just kidding.
We've already established the senior thing.
So anyway,
1885.
anyway,
Too slow.
I set my stool up as close to the back as I could possibly get without being off of it. And our first song was a banger, okay? We started off really, really heavy. So I hit the first couple of notes. All of a sudden, my bandmates, the groove stopped. They turned around. I was gone. I fell off the back of the stage. My stool, one of the legs found its way off the edge, and I went backwards off the back of this
Oh, shit.
trailer.
Ow.
And now, thank God, I had piled up all of my soft cases in one big pile, and I landed on top of them. So when they saw that I was okay, we actually just went ahead and did the show, But
So now you've incorporated your Bruce Lee backflip in all of the shows, right?
that's not the first time that I fell out of at my church. I actually fell out of the drum cage once because the stool, the leg actually broke, and I fell backwards out of the drum cage. It did I rolled backwards and fell into a front break fall. I got up, went and tried to sit down, and I played the first song of our worship set standing up, Stray Cat style. And then our pastor noticed something was going on, and he came out and did this long soliloquy about the importance of prayer and was praying while I had to go and find another drum stool to finish the worship set. So that's 2 times I've fallen off of a drum riser.
So
or
you
off
have
of a stage.
stool issues.
Yes.
There's a medication. There's a medication for that.
Broken stool.
So anyway,
Broken stool.
That
Sounds like the name of a metal band.
So on the trailer there, what's that height? A couple feet, right? Yeah, good.
Well, those are at least 3.5,
that's
maybe 4
those
feet
are 4 feet
high.
tall.
So it was a long fall. It was a pretty good fall. Thank God those cases were behind there, or else I'd have been landing on my neck or head on concrete. It would have been very bad.
Ow.
But yeah, I mean it didn't feel good, but I didn't get permanently injured. So
They thought a Spinal Tap moment happened with spontaneous.
He's a highly
combustion.
trained acrobatic martial artist.
Well, I have to say, at that time, I've been training in martial arts for a long, long time, most of my life, and I had done some judo, so I did learn how to properly take falls, and I guess that training kicked in to some degree, and I was able to not get seriously injured.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I talk a little bit more shit on stage. I know I got him behind me.
There you go.
Except he didn't do very well keeping those women away from your.
That's right.
No.
Yeah, you got to let every once in a while. Got to let one through just for fun.
That's too funny. So, and then also Kevin is like, you who's your MVP of the week here, right? So, who you got?
I have 2 this week.
Okay.
Chris Stapleton was just on Howard, and he did a song called "Cold," so I covered it and posted it. And what a song! I heard it. I just had to do it. Sometimes I just have to do that, and I did it. The other one is Miljenko from Steelheart. Because I'll Never Let You Go. He's playing it on this Ovation 12, which is my instrument of choice, but he's got this one that just came out, I believe, all black, and he did a slow version of I'll Never Let You Go, and I got that on my wish list right now, that Ovation 12 string, and to play that, it was so brilliant before they kicked into the heavy version. Amazing. Look it up. It was awesome.
Steelheart, yeah.
Well, that's
That's a
guys.
singer, boy. That's a singer.
He definitely has some pipes.
And he's got gum in his mouth all the time. That's where I learned that.
Our buddy Patrick played with them.
Yeah.
Steelheart for a while. Yeah.
Really?
Patrick Johansson.
Patrick Johansson.
Okay, yeah.
Patrick Johansson was playing with Steelheart for a while there.
I need to lock. Everyone keeps talking about
We
Patrick.
should have Patrick in. Patrick is awesome. He's,
yeah.
That guy, I love him to death. That's my brother. I'll get on the phone with him. We'll be on the phone for hours. Sometimes.
I've got
He's
a great
guy.
Patrick
Really great
Johansson story. If you want to hear this,
Yeah,
This
go
is
for
good.
it. Yeah.
So for many years I played in a band called Crossbone.
Okay.
And we did Southern rock. It was, Leonard Skinner, Molly Hatchet, Florida Southern rock. And we needed a band. The band needed a drummer replacement for one night, and we had Patrick. And so, as you know, it doesn't matter what style Patrick is playing. He sounds like Patrick.
Yeah.
And so, if you don't know Patrick Johansson, he's from Sweden.
Yes.
And he has a very thick Swedish accent, and I'm not going to try and do an impersonation because it'll be
He's a
terrible.
Viking.
But so it's a biker band, and the traditional biker salute is that the girls in the audience come up and flash you. And so we had this older lady come up and flash us, and it was like, ew.
Yeah.
So, and that was the last song of the set. And Patrick comes up to me and he goes, I am going outside to gouge out my eyes. So this never happens again. And I was like, I'm coming with you. He walked right outside. I think he vomited in the hedge.
We had that about 2-3 years ago at Mickey's.
That's funny. Yeah, I had some similar experiences. Actually, several years ago, Patrick plays in a band called Shovelhead, and he was actually on tour in Europe with another band, and he called me to fill in for him during Bike Week, and I saw some of that kind of stuff at some of those gigs, and it was. I don't think I was emotionally prepared for that. It was interesting. It was. I had a ton of fun. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it was somewhat educational too. So.
Yeah, he's funny because we were talking about it afterwards.
Patrick is hilarious.
He was like,
man.
"I'll never understand you, American people." He's like, all of the ladies who should not have any body issues, they're hiding in the corner back there. Look, there they are.
Yes.
But all the ones that really, really need to have some body issues, they're taking their shirts off so we can see it. Like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I can hear him saying that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I love that guy. He's so cool.
Yeah,
Now you got a good story to bring up and ask and say, hey, so what's this I hear? I was on his podcast and
Oh, I'm sure he'll see this.
I love Patrick.
He's a great guy.
Awesome. He's a great guy.
A fantastic drummer.
How can you not
just
love
an amazing
Patrick
drummer?
Johansson?
I think I remember the first time I've seen him play was at Piper's West Palm, right? The original location. And again, just sitting there, just watching. I mean, it's like so flawless and easy, and all the moves and
it's a 3-piece, right?
Yeah, he's a very small
He's-
kit. Yeah,
He does it on a.
He's the king of the triplet flam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he filled in for Kev with Angels, and he shows up with the 3-piece. I'm like, how are we going to do Maiden?
Oh no problem.
Yeah, no problem
at all.
Oh yeah.
so he's got it down right. So he's at the bar with
no
you. Actually, he's
problem.
making sure that bar tab.
That's right.
Shut it with a small kit.
Yeah, it takes me an hour to set up my kid. He's 10 minutes. He's ready to go, and he can play everything I play and more. And
It is
probably better.
It's amazing how much he gets out of a 3-piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and right. There's a lot of debate over size of kits, and smaller makes you more of a challenge, or I mean, there's a whole it's a whole big debate, right?
The idea is that less is more, and smaller kits make you more creative because you have to do more with less.
Right.
And but with a band like Angels of War,
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're a metal band. I want that metal image. I want that when people walk into the place and see the drum kit, they go, "Oh my gosh, these guys are serious,"
Well,
that's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah,
from-
that's a calling card of
Yeah,
metal. Is
that's
you
right,
gotta have.
That's right. You got to have that Scott Travis looking, drum kit. That's what I'm looking. That's what I envisioned when I put that kit together for this band.
Every size drum they make,
Yeah.
all in a row. Yeah, I'm a big fan of '80s metal.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
So, so as we start to wrap up here, so what do you guys got us, everybody, the listeners and viewers, to check out?
Yeah.
Learn more about the different projects or whatever it may be, right? So go ahead, guys.
Yeah, the two projects we're in is Angels of War Band, which is our first love. It's all metal, and you could find us on social media, Angels of War Band. And then our other party rock band is Dirty Face Kid, and you can find that on all social media, Dirty Face Kid Band. Then again, October 19th, we have Jupiter Farms Music Festival in Jupiter Farms. You can find that, Jupiter Farms Music Festival. Kev?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. He covered the bases. And for me, the other band I'm playing with is the Electric Rubber Band, which is Jupiter-based, and you can find us online. And I don't know if I would call myself a permanent part of that band, although I may not have a way out now. But no, I'm having a blast with them. Love those guys, and was really happy to be able to help them out while Charlie was facing some really difficult health issues. And and as much as I can play with them, I'll play. But just check them out on social media as well. Look at the calendar, and you can catch us places like Square Grouper, Pirates Cove. We've got a few other in West Palm on Saturday nights. I don't remember them right offhand. And and here we go, a little bit of trivia. Where did we get the name Dirty Faced Kid? Can you think of where we got that name?
I'll leave it for Kevin to think.
I'll give you one hint. It's the lyric in a song.
It's their guitar player's probably favorite band. That'd be fair?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And mine.
Joe, right? Yeah.
Dirty Face Kid in a garbage can.
Oh, what is that?
DOA from Van Halen 2.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
That's a good lyric, actually.
I
it's
mean,
a great lyric.
Van Halen.
Well,
I can't even
on
talk.
Women and Children First, that song?
No, that's on Van Halen 2.
Van Halen 2.
Yeah, Van Halen 2.
Being from LA again, I saw Van Halen 10 times, and just it was a religious experience. It was just so amazing.
So you come from the Strip. You come from the heyday of the Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
You saw those bands before they came out, playing at Kazari's
No, not Van Halen, because I was still maybe 14.
Okay.
But then when I got 15, 16, I'd see them at the Forum.
Okay.
And it was just, Roth is undisputedly the best front. Vintage, I always put the word vintage in. Vintage Roth is the best front man that ever lived, man. Ever. Him and Michael Jackson. But it was just, I'm finding tough words to come up with. It was just electrifying to see them. You left there thinking you saw four gods.
Yeah, Van Halen at the beginning was great.
And I was at US Festival 83, which was a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah, when I see the videos of Triumph from that,
oh my God,
to me they were the band to beat that day. They were flawless. They were flawless. That performance is one of my favorite live performances ever. And you got to be there to see it. That's amazing, dude.
I was 17, and it was amazing. Ozzy, Priest, Triumph, Quiet Riot, Motley, Scorpions, and Van Halen. And we're 3 hours late.
It sucks is that there's like those kind of music festivals, one-day festival, right? It wasn't like like Rockville is now, right? Where it costs like $5,000 to go.
And you got to be there.
Well, that weekend was too. Yeah. It was new wave and metal.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's kind
of. The new wavers knew to get the F out before the metalheads showed up the next night, for sure.
So speaking of festivals, we got our own.
We got our own festival coming
right.
up. We are festival organizers.
So if you're new wave, that's okay. You can come and buy tickets too.
New wavers can come. We've got a plethora of styles, unrelated.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting and unique music festival because we're starting it out with reggae, with Bryce Allen Band, and we've got a couple of metal bands, AMOV and Red Calling, And then we've got like a classic rock blues band with myself and Lefty Hathaway. We've got a country artist with Mike Farrow.
That's right.
We've got what style is Brad Brock? I don't even know what style does he play.
Yeah, he's beachy rock and
Yacht rock,
yachty.
maybe? No, I don't know. It's Brad Brock rock.
Brad Rock.
It's Brock rock.
Brock Rock.
And then we've got Jason Montero Trio, which is like the most soulful rock you'll ever hear. It's going to be great. It's going to be out
of
at the...
culturally rich festivals.
Oh, yeah.
So this hopefully will be an annual experience, maybe even semi-annual, where we're going to be featuring bands that have been on the podcast, which now you have.
Cool.
And, yeah, and, well, you got to have your own original music, so there's that. So get back to the drawing board. And it's out at the Hope Sound Farmers Market, right there on 95 and Bridge Road. And we are looking forward to a memorable experience that we can repeat over and over again with all new entertainment. We've got a bunch of great sponsors. We've got Thunderhouse Sound, who is, and we're going to give them, they're the headline sponsor. We'll talk to them last. Thunderhouse Sound, which is providing sound, lighting, and backline.
Yep.
We've got Freya Neal with her permanent makeup business. She's a major sponsor. Who else do we have? We've got
Seven Sky Distillery. They're out of Tampa. They're a importer exporter spirits company.
We've got Raincat Recording, which check this out, guys. We came up with a way to help the bands market themselves by every band gets its own promo code. And anyone who utilizes their favorite band's promo code, they get $1 off of their admission, and then that $1 gets added to what the band gets paid.
Nice.
So we've got a contest going with all the bands to see who can have the most promo code usage.
Are we ready to put it out there?
Should we? We can.
Motivation.
All right, we will. We'll give the amounts of how many of that. But in order to spice that up a little bit, Raincat Recording has decided to give a $250 gift certificate.
Nice.
To the band who has the most promo code usage. So I should have screenshot it before. I've got to get back online and.
Okay.
It's enough to record an intro.
Yeah, or video package.
Well,
or photos, or right.
That video got done there. Right, and
nice.
And because I'm the worst actor on the earth, and I tried to lip sync and I can't, I had to record the vocals, I had to record the audio and the video at the same time because I can't, I just can't.
So just a little bit. But while Kevin's pulling that up, there is we're trying to celebrate original music, and when we put the word out there regarding the festival, and I think I originally was putting a post out there somewhere on Facebook regarding, hey, we're looking for vendors or sponsors for a music festival. It was all the musicians were like, music festival? What? And it was, again, so it was kind of cool. But again, we wanted to kind of say, we want to grow together. That's a big part, right? Come on the show, let's chat, let's talk. Kind of, we'll promote. We're big fans. We want to promote that kind of stuff. And so when we were talking about that and then promoting the original aspect of it, and again, a lot of bands were saying, "Oh well, is this? I got an opportunity to play my own music somewhere, right? It's not very often, right?
Right.
No, you don't see a ton of original bands out there. There are some, and there are some really good ones.
Right.
Extremely good. But unfortunately, people want to hear the same old stuff that they've heard for the last 40 years, and it can be frustrating at times, especially now we've tried to inject some newer metal from old bands like New Judas Priest, New Accept. It falls flat because they want to hear the same old songs, and it can be a little frustrating because we want the new stuff is good,
right. Most people have a locked frame of reference of what their music is, right? And they don't want to venture further out and try new things and so forth. But this is an event there where, we've asked the bands to come perform. It is a paying gig, right? So
nice. Use your pen and paper.
Sure. And there's a lot to it. Again, as musicians, it's trying to take care of our own kind of thing, the opportunity and so forth. Is, hey, you play a gig, you play our festival, and then you still got time to go do your own Saturday gig, right? We know Saturday's a big gig day for musicians to come and do this. So, yeah, this is like I've talked quite a few times on the show here. Is I'm excited just from as a not only like an organizer, but I'm really excited to kind of see all these bands that we've had on the show and this festival and different things. Food trucks, and it's end of November, which the weather should be great by then, right? Yeah. So I mean, again, it's community based, right? Florida based. Having local businesses and vendors, and like Knox and Dunn, our title sponsor. They're a Florida based rum company, and like I said, I'm really excited about this. And like Kevin said, we're hoping this goes well. We can continue this and try to be the vehicle for some of these things, right? So, and again, through YouTube and podcast audio format, it's just kind of get the word out there for people to learn.
Remember, your first show is your footing. It's it's going to grow from there.
Right, yeah. So what you got there, Doctor?
All right, so believe it or not, there are a number of bands that have no promo code usage.
Are you gonna out them? Or, I don't know, protect the innocent?
Well, by default, they will be outed by me not mentioning them. So in fourth place for promo code usage, we have the Jason Montero Trio. Good job, Jason. And I read. Now, Jason is doing. Yes, thank you. Jason has just warmed up for me at the Rising Star concert out in Arcadia. As a solo acoustic, he's great. Love the guy. And I saw his post about that show, and I just like, dude, you need to do all my ad copy from now on because he's great. He's a great promoter. And then in third place for promo code usage is Mike Farrow.
Okay, all right.
And the Red Calling Band.
Okay.
All the way from Tampa, they're in third place.
Right, yeah.
Nice work.
And I just had Red Collins drummer, Chris America, that's his name. I was like,
That's a great name.
That's what I said.
I mean, that's a name destined for greatness.
I know.
I know his sister's name is Miss.
There you go.
But I'm So
Okay.
so hopefully
Where's that snare drum and cymbal?
That's right. We're working on that. Yeah. We're breaking in our new producer here. So
In second place, and this will be our gratuitous mention, is the JNC podcast.
Oh, okay.
A gratuitous mention of Mr. Brad Brock. He's in second place as an awesome marketer. That leaves the number one spot of the most promo code usage.
The king marketer.
And I humbly say, by far, number one is the Kevin McLaughlin Band.
All right. Good job, Kev.
All right.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
All right, so guys, here's your chance. There's some on the line here, right? Again, I know this is a paid gig, opportunity for merch. Again, we want to give everybody an opportunity. I think that's just kind of
So we're going to be polite, and we're not going to call out Dez and Russ for selling 0 promo code.
Wow, shots fired.
And what's the spelling of that?
The spelling of their promo code?
Of their names. You didn't want to call them out. We're going to spell their name.
Yeah, I'm not going to call him out.
You can if you want.
I'm not going to call out Bryce Allen for having 0 promo code usage at all.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not going to give my buddy Lefty Hathaway a hard time for not having any promo code usages at all.
Come on, Lefty.
We're going to keep it on the DL.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, we'll just keep that part quiet.
Oh boy. So a lot of opportunity. So hopefully you guys get a chance to come up there,
Sure.
as well, and we'll come check out you guys, for the festival. Yeah, right
Cool.
here, the Jupiter Farms Fest. Again,
Yeah.
I think I remember Kevin as being at one of them, and again, probably because at that time I may not have known you guys. And again, it's weird how you look back and like Bryce Allen was here, a few weeks ago, and Kevin and Bryce had like. They had, there was an intersection of things many years ago.
We met each other in the early 90s.
And it was like, kind of full circle, kind of weird how everything's all kind of interconnected of, people you didn't know, but you were around that kind of time frame too,
Yeah.
So very cool. So, all right, so here we go. So
Rock on.
we are down into about close to a month to go to the music festival. So looking forward to it.
November 23rd.
Hope Sound Market.
The Hobe Sound Farmers Market, where all the cool people will be.
Right,
It starts up at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
And it will go until at least 11 o'clock
Yep.
at night.
Yep. It's food trucks, fun, a bar.
No question, we got a bar. And speaking of bar, our most prominent title sponsor, and how else could it be something but with the Rumfluencer on our team, we have the premier Knox and Dunn Florida rum. This straight barrel rum is enough to make you go straight.
That's right. Whoa. What are you implying here?
No, you can drink through your buzz and get back straight again with this.
Okay.
No, it's great stuff. I'm not much of a rum drinker. Actually, I foundered myself on rum years ago. I drank so much of it, my body rejects it. But I can drink this stuff. It's really good. Knox and Dunn Florida rum.
86 proof, right?
So they are the title sponsor. It is technically the Knox and Dunn Riffs and Rhythms Music Fest.
Yep.
And we will have a full-on bar there serving as much Knox and Dunn as can be thrown.
Legally allowed.
As can be served. Yeah, it's going to be a great festival.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah, it will be.
If you miss out on this, dude, that's shame on you. Again, it's not only just to come and support us, it's support the musicians, local businesses. Again, speak it if you're going to say it. Again, it's just before Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas. So if you're a vendor, you got some stuff you want to sell. Again, we're all in here.
There is vendor space available, and there are sponsorship opportunities still available. Yeah. If you would like your brand to be associated with a whole bunch of really cool stuff, you want to be a sponsor for the Riffs and Rhythms Festival.
Right. Bring your kids. Bring for the fun for the whole family.
Yeah, and you can even bring your own chairs so you can sit down if you're old, like Paul is.
No, we defined it. Kevin already defined it. You're older.
Sorry, brother.
That was a good one. That's the only time I ever got zinged on this one. I usually am the one who gets it done, who does it to everybody else. But
I almost passed out from laughing so hard on that
I
one.
got to be able to take it if I'm going to give it out. So that was a good one.
All right, so we got a lot going on here. So again, thank you guys for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for
pleasure,
having
man.
us, man. This was a
Yeah,
blast.
it's been a lot of fun.
Cool. So again, we always talk about it's a band hang, musician hang.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? It's like
Love it.
Yeah. So we're hanging out and learning more about our friends and making new friends, etc. and so forth. So we good there?
We are beyond good. We are spectacular.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this edition, episode number 55.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Our show is almost ready to qualify for Social Security.
You've already been having it for a few years.
Nope. Anyway, welcome to year 2. Oh, no, this is the end, not the beginning.
This is season 2. Yes.
Yes.
Season
so,
2.
Paul, it's an honor.
Yes.
Kevin, thank you for being
fellas. Cheers. Thanks for having us.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys.
on. I am the Kevin McLaughlin. This is...
Paul Robertson. I'm the Rhythms.
And I'm the Riffs. This is the Riffs and Rhythms podcast.